Hey everyone, this is Feng and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to play bad hands using this example. Bad hands are rare to come by and they occur 5% of the time. I notice many players do not give much attention to bad hands because they are boring, they don't seem like you can win. Many of us tend to take a black or white approach, which is to either be very passive and intending to defend all the way, or we play it as a normal hand, going for tower efficiency and hoping to still win this hand. Many of the bad hands examples that you read or encounter online are going to center around forcing towards a high value hand. For example, a honitsu, a toi toi, chi toi, things like that. But what if you encounter a bad hand like this case, when you're not able to even resort to any bluffing, forcing any of the hands, and it just looks so hopeless. So in today's video, I'm going to bring you through how do I play this hand step by step, so that you can understand how to attack and defend at the same time, managing risk, yet does not make your win rate zero. Let's start with the fundamentals. When we are dealing with a bad hand, we have to imagine the best case scenario of this hand. This is a 5 shanten hand, so it's best to fantasize all the good hands possible. For example, this hand has a 7-8-9 Sanshoku. Or maybe you have a very far Itsu. If we are doing 7-8-9 Sanshoku, then we have to look at Chanta as well, or Junchan. Although usually Junchan or Chanta is very difficult to make when the Dora is not in your favor. The Dora in this case is 6M. I wouldn't think too much about Junchan or Chanta unless the tiles really come. The next best things we could do is to poke any of these Yakuhai and hope for a 1 or 2k hand. But if we take this route, we have to be careful that we do not overly call this hand because this hand shape is very bad. Let's look at our first draw. We form a pair and it's still like 5 shanten hand. Without clear direction for now, we have to keep some of these honor tile as safe tiles to be defending by default. We definitely are not able to tempai in the next 5 turns, and we must defend against Riichi if it comes in the first row. So what I did here was to discard 1S. The next draw we get is 9S. 7-8-9 Sanshoku looks a bit closer now. Especially when Dora is 6M, if you draw another 7M, then it's the best round man around there with 1 Dora or 9M's Sanshoku acceptance. Still, this is very far. We still have to be defensive in nature. I'll be discarding 1 out, none here. Honestly, pay or none here is not much of a difference. With this 1p draw, it looks more like a Chanta. With Chanta in mind, you can try to open a hand instead of trying to committing a Riichi. Right now at this stage, there's no way we should think about trying to reach this hand. In order to continue keeping safe tile or push it for an open hand, we will discard 4p here. The next turn comes back 1S. And this is a bit difficult to decide because right now this really looks a lot more like Chanta. You have your 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku as well. But in order to keep this 1S, I either have to discard 4M or discard another tile. And that means we are pretty much committing into Chanta. But if I were to discard 4M, it's going to be very awkward if we draw the 6M Dora. The function of this 1S is really just for 1, 2, 3S. We cannot pay anymore. If we can pay, at least it will help a bit more on forming a Chanta or Junchan. I also do not want to release any Manzu here. If let's say we drop 4M, the dealer might be able to cheat this and you form a set with a Tanyao Dora there. Same goes to 8M. With all this in consideration, I still don't think that it is worth the effort in trying to keep this 1S. The next time we draw a Dora 6M, things have changed a little bit because dealer has ponged a 2p. When you have a bad hand, it's very important not to let dealer continue progressing his hand. Because of this, it makes it even more certain that 4, 6, 8M, none of these tiles should be thrown. We should look at more of a 1, 2p drop or even 9, 9p drop to not let him progress his hand. Without this pong, most of the time I will recommend players to discard pay here, keep the 1 out Hatsu in case you pay out so that you can do some Atozuke or just pong and win a 2k hand. But if I were to pong Hatsu here, that means I will be releasing other tile, which I don't think I want to do that anymore. So I'm moving more towards not discarding any tiles for dealer to progress his hand. So I'll discard 1 out Hatsu here and keep a completely safe tile pay. Now I have a very good draw 7S next turn. It's a bit more playable, but it's still quite bad. So do we sacrifice this pay? If we progress this hand normally, that means we are discarding a pay. With no safe tile, 3 shanten hand at turn 6 is not a good idea. I'll take this chance to discard 8p because it is currently safe against dealer. The 8p was just discarded by Toiman. When we are trying to mark against an open hand, try to discard tiles that where if they chi, you reduce their likelihood of accepting Doras. That means if Oya chi a 8p here, it's less likely that he'll get to draw a Aka 5p. He won't be able to use it. Or even things like 3M here, that means if the Oya chi, it's less likely that he will have a 6M still in his hand. So things like Dora Suji or 2 or 8s that is not connected to the Dora, it is okay to drop it and let the player progress his hand. What we want to do is to let players progress his hand with the cheapest possible and not let them progress the hand with Dora incorporations. After the AP discard, dealer Chi and discard 6p. With 2 Pinzi set out, it's very clear that his remaining sets is either Manzi and Sozu. So we just can't discard any of them. No matter what, we have to use this 1, 2, 4, 6, 8M. Of course, if we Tenpai, we can actually discard 1M as well. With this 6S draw, we are going to drop the Chanta route for sure. Just need to slide it and discard 9S. A very good tile drawn here, which is 9M. Now we have a Itsu possibility. The hand is still weak. We are 3 Shanten from the Itsu. And this hand is going to be an open hand, because trying to reach Menzen Itsu with 3 Penchan Kanchan to fill is never going to be easy. To defend against the 2 other players, we cannot drop this pay. So therefore, to strangle dealer from not able to progress his hand, we will drop 2-1P here. Why 2-1P? Because 2P is a bit more dangerous to Kamiya. 1P is pretty much safe against Toyman even if it reaches, because 1P becomes no chance. Nothing much change in this turn. We have more safe tile. We'll discard 1P here. We drew 1M here. It is fine whether you discard 1M here or any honor tile here. I chose to keep 1M by intuition because of a possible Pong 9P K-10 kind of thing, since 9M can be discarded later on. So what I visualize this hand is to Pong 9M, Pong 9P, Chi 7M or Chi 3M for K-10. So I drop one of the honor here. The next turn, Kamiya through 3M and I definitely Chi and discard 1M. With the Chi, we are now Ishanten to Itzu. It looks more winnable and we have 1 safe tile. But it is still a very low win rate kind of hand, because you don't expect Kamiya to be throwing 5M and 7M easily, especially when they are also dangerous to dealer. So upon drawing this 2S, even though it is Suji against dealer, we should always still take the more conservative approach and not push this 2S. Right now, this hand is only winnable if you are lucky. So I discard this Haku here and keep this 2S in case it is a dangerous tile, like a Shampon 2S kind of thing. After Haku, there's not much difference. I just Moguri 1M. 4P is pretty much passed because right before the 2P Pong, 4P was already passed against dealer. So I have no issue. I'll just discard this 4P. The next turn, we drew a dangerous tile, 4S. Then definitely we cannot discard this 4S, but we can discard 9M instead to go for 210. Later on, if 7M comes out or 3S come out, we can still discard a safe tile 4M against dealer. After discarding 9M, Toyman Pong the 9M and discard 7M. We drew 8M, which is another dangerous tile. But we can still keep this Ishan 10 hand. Right now, the focus is just more on K10. So we discard 9P here. Unfortunately, 9P backfires, but it's fine. After continuous on 9P on this turn, we eventually reach a draw game. So let's take a look at everybody's hand. It's unfortunate that we are not able to Tenpai this hand, but I think that given how bad this hand was, it is actually very good that this game ended in a draw, and it's worth celebrating. We can see dealer is waiting on 4S, which was the dangerous tile we captured just now. He has 2 Doras in his hand. We never give any 4M or 8M for him to Chi. We read collectively that he definitely has a set around Manzi and a set around Sozu. That's how we play this bad hand. If you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.